Test. But also, um, fuck it, let's do this shit. Check your emails. Extra Seasoning got emails going out this weekend for the pre-launch subscribers. Uh, if you haven't yet, head over to extraseasoning.com because this shit is opening soon. I'm letting y'all know now so y'all don't be looking when people sporting they stickers or whatever else we got coming. I ain't spoiling shit. Um, I'm not gonna spoil it, but don't be surprised when you see people rocking with this stuff, man.
Giuseppe. Went from the hoop to the Chevy. Went from the Chevy to Lamb. Now these hoes call me the man. Went from no hope to broke joke to $1 million man. Now these hoes call me the man.
When you see it out
But
there,
anyway,
it's like, oh, I didn't know. Well, I mean, you ain't sign up for the emails, so of course you wouldn't know.
but
Don't feel bad for you.
you know what time it is. No disrespect to the politically correct, but we need that extra seasoning. If it's worth doing, you know it's worth overdoing, man.
Let's sprinkle some of that extra seasoning, baby.
So we back again, Steve, my boy DJ. It's the Extra Seasoning Podcast, all the way at episode 10.
It's a milestone.
That's a milestone.
That's a milestone. Some people don't make it to 10 because, first 2-3 episodes don't make it. They just give up. But we're sticking it out.
Nah, that's facts. So
We're sticking it out.
let's get some flowers, man. The League of Extraordinary Winning Women. I took that shit from a couple episodes. You said we got some women winning, so I threw a little spin on there. But it's Women's History Month, man. If you got a woman in your life or you got any woman in your life, tell them you love them. Tell them how great they are. Tell them they're extraordinary.
Right.
Do something nice if you can. If you can't, just buy them a cup of coffee here. I don't know.
Something. High five them, if you're trying to do social distancing or whatever, you can fist bump them. You ain't got to embrace,
Right.
but it would be great.
Yeah.
It'd be great. Show that appreciation.
Most definitely. I just want to say, don't date down. To all these women out here, don't date down. Because I mean, we need y'all, man. Don't date down. Don't just please
talk about it, man.
We hate to see it. I know. I don't want to be in women's business, but don't please, if you can, don't date down. Please know your worth.
Right.
So I don't want to do too much, but y'all know where I'm going with that. I don't want to do too much. I'll let you.
Without saying that word that we just choose not to say on the show anymore. That M word, manifesting. Just like you said, know your worth, and just go after what that that you want. So if Daddy was there and he showed you what man to look for, what to look for in a man, go get that dude.
That's fact.
Don't settle.
Please don't.
Yeah. I got a couple people though here that I want to give some flowers to. I want to start by, and this term isn't to, belittle anyone, but I want to start by giving out flowers to the sidekicks. So that's the people beside, the front man or the front woman. And that's basically the support system. So you got your nurses, you got your paraprofessionals in the classrooms, you got your assistant principals in the schools, you got your assistant coaches. By the way, I just took a job, a little extra community service going on here. I got a little league team, so big ups to the coaches, assistant coaches, all of that. Also your junior techs. So whatever you may be out there doing, if it's to assist anyone to make them better, you're not being overlooked. We appreciate you also. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep going.
Most definitely.
I also want to go ahead on and I was looking up some because I was this goes into the 2000s fashion, I mean the 2000s music that I was listening to for content consumption, but I was just like listening to a lot of Cameron this week, and I went through some old pictures and everything, and I realized like Monica Morrow did her thing with styling this man.
Right.
She had that whole pink push. So the Cameron picture with the flip phone, that iconic picture, pink
Mhm.
furry jacket, um, anything pink you saw him in, Monica Morrow did it.
It was a top
So
costume for Halloween for a long time.
exactly, exactly. The Simpsons even put it on Bart, on an episode. So Monica Morrow, big ups to you for just pushing fashion forward in hip hop.
Right.
Um, Ann Herbert, we gonna talk about you later on, but I do want to talk about Maya Chaka. She is the first black woman to officiate an NFL game, so that is
Mm,
big, and I'm
that's pretty big.
really glad that it came during Women's History Month.
Right.
It'd have been great for Black History Month, but no better time than now for her to be announced as the first black woman to officiate. Big ups to you because of course, white women did it, but now you open the door. So I hope everybody just runs in behind you.
Right. And I mean, it's cool that it was it's cool that it wasn't during Black History Month. We're talking about HBCUs today.
Right.
So it's only right. She's an alum of Norfolk State. I think,
Hmm.
yeah, Norfolk State.
I believe. Yeah, I
So
believe so.
yeah, she's an alum of Norfolk State. So again, keeping the theme of the HBCUs, it's only right. It's Saturday, y'all. I'm sure y'all. I'm sure it was a big thing for y'all that Ann Herbert resigned last week because her little
Mm,
boy, her precious little boy,
mm,
uh, rookie mistake using his mommy's credit card. So he got her hemmed up pretty good. She had to step down. But I think y'all should redirect y'all's anger because y'all mad at the wrong people. I just want y'all to know y'all mad at the wrong people. Like, yeah, my boy was reselling. He was reselling, but y'all mad at the wrong folks. There was only 130,000 pairs across all size ranges. That's kids, that's adults, babies, whatever. 130,000 pairs. You gotta refocus that energy to Nike because they driving this shit. Like, yeah, people reselling, but they driving this hype. They know what they doing. And you got companies, um, if I'm not mistaken, you got people like Foot Locker and other services and sites investing in StockX in certain ways. I'm like, listen, these
hmm
people are getting paid twice. They're getting paid twice.
hmm
So
Now I don't. I'm with you there, but I'm not going to excuse that 130,000 pairs.
of
I
course not.
can't. That's 130,000 shoes that did not end up in people who really needed, who really wanted those shoes. Like not even just resale, but just like who are a part of the sneaker culture who just really wanted that
No,
shoe.
that's true.
It's 130,000
That's true.
shoes that did not end up in the hands of those people. So,
Now,
um,
with that though, you also have to you got to look at certain people that are influencing. You have people like I mean, I'm not calling nobody out in particular, but I'm just saying, like on YouTube, you got like Bullet RC and
mhm,
stuff like that. These people in the like as of right now, I'm sure that he got them early and he had to, spend a little bit of bread. But in the
mhm,
past, they had him and Tony D. They had like, deals. I guess you can call it a deal, but they just had a handshake deal with like foot action and finish line and stuff like that. They were getting
yeah,
sent this stuff.
yeah,
So this is a part of a bigger train. Like if these people start trying to figure out ways to make it right, maybe it will become a thing to make it right in general. Like you would get the shoes in the hands of people who want them.
true,
That's just
very
me though.
true,
Like
very
we
true.
we we feed a lot of this because bro almost got 1 million subscribers off the back of this. Like yeah, he didn't start getting shoes for free, but he's got a following to the point where now he can get these shoes early. So yeah, he's driving this hype just like everybody else.
Yeah, him, Tony, Seth
Right.
Fowler, Jacques. So
All,
all of them.
all all of them. I
Yeah,
mean, and I get it. I get it. But it's like you can't. I mean, we got to call the whole thing out.
true,
So
very true. It's just frustrating. It's just
it is
frustrating seeing him.
frustrating.
It's just frustrating seeing that boy find six pair of mags in a
Right.
in a in a storage unit.
No,
Yeah, all
that's
right.
that's fact.
Yeah, all right.
That's fact.
Yeah,
That's
all
definitely
right.
fact. Well, in order to make this thing a little, let's open up the man cave real quick. So this
Let's
week,
do it.
we're gonna talk. It's I guess you can call it safe space. It's semi safe space. I want to put that on a T-shirt, by the way. I consider myself a semi safe space because I'm gonna talk about your ass.
Hmm.
So, but it is what it is. We're gonna talk about HBCUs this week. Just a little bit off the cuff. We got a little structure to it, but it is what it is. Um,
Right.
we, I myself am an alum of the Fort Valley State University. Shout out to my Wildcats.
Woo
Um,
woo.
uh, so let's just start it up, man. Let's
The
just do a little bit of
illustrious,
recollection. Definitely the illustrious, definitely.
the
But
illustrious
let's do
Fort Valley State University.
a little recollection of just your experience, man, at an HBCU because you got there before I did. So
Yeah.
so
So
just talk
I
about how
know.
you got to the school.
Yeah, I know. For me, at least, um, it was more so in the beginning, like when I was talking to guidance counselors in high school and everything. It was more so like um, tuition based. So,
Mm,
of course, HBCUs aren't nearly the cost of private. I mean, predominantly white institutions.
mm,
So, the more and more that I began to do research on HBCUs, then I started to figure out the culture. It kind of just that was really my only choice at that point.
right,
Valdosta State was one that I wanted to go to, but I had kind of like boiled my choices down to really HBCUs. I had a list of like 4 or 5 schools that I wanted to go to because I wanted to stay in the state.
right.
And of course, if you're gonna stay in the state of Georgia, the AUC is gonna be at the top of your list of schools that you
Unfortunately,
want to attend. Right? Yeah, because that's just what it is. But I wanted to, I guess like experience it for myself because I went
mm,
to, a white I went to a white high school, right? So the student body was unevenly proportioned, major unevenly proportioned from, us to them. And it's not really like to split
mm,
anybody up, but you know what us to them means.
of
Um,
course.
so I just really felt like I had to experience some sort of culture shock, and that's what I wanted to do. So with doing that, I chose Fort Valley. And do I regret my decision? Absolutely not.
Never.
Absolutely not.
Well,
Absolutely not.
I mean that's good, man. I know how it was. You know, a while back. It was like, man, Fort Valley take anybody, and they let anybody in and whatever. Fort
Hey.
Valley is a god. Listen, Fort Valley is a goddamn family.
Right.
Call it what you want. You ain't no thing where you sitting like you competing with somebody else to get into Fort Valley. If you want to go to college,
Exactly.
Fort Valley is gonna be there for you.
Right. And that was another
I
thing,
mean,
like with smaller schools, and this is like this
mm,
with any HBCU to where um it's like it's like a small town to where everybody knows everybody, but really at like
right,
smaller HBCUs, you really know everybody. So that means like there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to, go knock on somebody's door to
right.
get help on this or, to ask questions about that. So that's another reason why I chose a smaller school because I wanted to know people. I wanted to know people, and I wanted people to know me.
No, that's definitely true. So I'm saying that's definitely true, but let's just talk about how I got there because this story,
Mm,
man. Look, so when I graduated, I did so before I even graduated. Let's go back. Before I graduated high school, uh, I ain't really know what I wanted to do. Right, I just know that I didn't want to go to no damn school. Like I
mhm,
was, cause it's like my mom. She was working all the time, so like it was me and my sister, like getting her up,
mhm,
going to school, doing whatever else. I felt for whatever reason, I felt like a parent. So I was like, all
right.
right, cool. Shit, when I'm done with high school, bro, I just want to. I'm like, damn, can I just like go to work for a minute or can I like take a break? No, you're not taking no break. I'm like, fuck. All right,
Mm,
so we get to, you wait too late to fill out applications and different
yeah.
stuff like that. So it's like, all right, what are you gonna do? Well, I don't know. Well, no, it's not gonna be no, I don't know. You gotta go to somebody's school. You going to school. I'm like, fuck. All right, fuck. Uh so I went to my grandparents' house for the summer.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm just bullshitting or something, bro. I ain't doing shit.
Mhm.
She calls me and she's like, so where you want to stay? I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Where you want to stay? They got traditional, they got building 4, they got I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, I'm just gonna put building 4. I said, do what you gotta do. Do you mind if you got roommates? Well, it don't matter because you're gonna have roommates anyway. This and that. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Come to find out, she filled out the
She
application.
did it for you.
She you know what I'm saying, filled out I didn't even know I had gotten into Fort Valley.
She got your acceptance and everything.
She had my acceptance letter, all of my stuff, and she did my housing, all that shit.
Mhm.
Next thing I know, I'm getting a text message. Shout out to my boy Cam, roommate Cam Harris from freshman year. He
Mhm.
sends me a text. Hey, what up? This Cam Harris. I'm your roommate. I said, what the fuck is going on? Like I'm talking about, bruh. I said, what the hell is going on? And so I'm like, I said, bro, I don't know. I said, you sure you got the right number? He's like, is this Steve? I said, yeah. Be like, oh yeah, I'm your roommate. So what the fuck is y'all talking about, bro? I was like distraught. She's like, yeah, school starts such and such, August, whatever. So you better be ready when I come pick you up, bro. I am fucking livid at this point.
Okay.
Cause I think I'm going to work. I'm shooting shit. I'm chilling. Like, no, okay,
Mhm.
so fuck it, I'm going to school. That's how I got to Fort Valley. So when I got there, bro, it was so like now mind you, I lived in Douglasville after we left Louisiana for a minute. When we got to Fort Valley, bro, it was so fucking hot. Like I had
Yeah.
never
Yes.
experienced no heat like this.
That middle Georgia heat is different.
Middle Georgia heat. Now I'm used to it now. But middle Georgia heat is disgusting. Like when I got out there, I
Yes.
mean the flies was the biggest flies I ever seen in my goddamn life.
Yes. Nigga, your
Like
sweat
you ain't never
sweats in Fort Valley.
listen, if you ain't never been bit, I didn't even know flies bite for real, bro. If you ain't never been bit by a Fort Valley fly, you ain't experienced nothing.
And then they had some of the most over aggressive squirrels. Them
Oh yeah.
squirrels went scared of shit.
Like
I was
you
walking.
could
I was leaving troop one time. I think I was dealing with some financial aid, right? Leaving
Mhm,
troop, headed to class because it was like, look, in the meantime, y'all just keep going to class because you don't want to get dropped in these classes. Because then that's a whole nother
right.
headache. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm finna just head back to class, bro. I put this on my grandmother. God rest her soul. A squirrel jumped out of that big ass tree that's in front of the building. I'm on the sidewalk headed towards like the calf and everything, right?
Mm.
Um, Squirrel jumps out of the tree, lands slap on my shoulder, hits the ground, and kept going.
Oh, I know you was distraught.
Everybody, like, there was like 7 or 8 people outside. They saw it happen. I got assaulted, bro, by a squirrel. I couldn't find no police report with campus police because I mean, it was squirrel. Squirrels looking like
Oh,
who I'm gonna pick out of a lineup. Oh yeah, it was him. Like that shit was real. Like he did a dolphin dive on my shoulder.
I believe because you can take Fort Valley squirrels and mix them with AUC squirrels and have a fight club because everybody like at every HBCU swears that the squirrels on their campus is just the most thug squirrels you ever gonna
They
see.
just different. They different. If you take some of them squirrels from Fort Valley and take them down to Valdosta State, them niggas would take over. Them squirrels would take over, and it's just that's strange to me. Another thing about going to Fort Valley that I really enjoyed was I guess just like the camaraderie of everything.
Mm.
Yeah,
No,
so
it's definitely more like I mean I'm gonna keep saying it, but it's the truth. Like Fort Valley is just a family, bro.
yeah.
Like because I know to this day I could call Mama Simmons and I can
Mm,
call just different teachers I didn't ran into, um, like even teachers that wasn't in my major, like Dr. I over in Ag. If I need something from him, I may be able to hit him up just because people like to make themselves available. Like even that, like those are relationships you never gonna lose, you know. So,
bro, Miss Simmons said some of the realest stuff that
oh, of
I've ever
course,
heard my freshman year, right?
right.
So, we was like I can't remember where we were going, but there was a group of us, and then there was some dudes in front of us, right? So
Mm,
she was leaving out of her office, and we was in between the calf and the library, and we were walking towards the education building, right? So she saw us, she spoke and everything, and she saw the group of dudes in front of us, and she was like, "Hey, y'all up there?" And she said, "Shout it in the blue." She said, "Shout it in the blue." And of course, with her yelling, everybody's gonna look back at her, right? So
Mhm.
she pointing like, "Yeah, y'all up there." And she was like, "Pull your pants up." And he was looking like, "Oh, my bad, my bad." She's like, "Yeah, you want me to fuck you?" And I was like, "Whoa." Then she said, "Yeah, pull your pants up." And I was like,
Nah, because see, Mama Simmons is raw as hell, but it's
"Yeah,
like, but it, but you love it though,
it's
because I
it's it's out
remember
of,
she used
it's only out of love."
cause she used to lead, you know what I'm saying, the talks. Like she used to come to building 4 and move everybody out into the
Mhm,
lobby, and she'd come out there and be like, "Mama Simmons gonna give it to you real." You know what I'm saying? If
mhm.
y'all out there and y'all fucking, y'all better go down to the infirmary and get them goddamn condoms because you know what I'm saying, they didn't put them out there for y'all. Don't be sitting around here playing around. Cause Mama Simmons, you know what I'm saying, Mama Simmons got to have her some condoms. I don't play with these niggas like that. Bro, when she said that shit, like my eyes bucked out of my fucking face. Cause I ain't never heard nobody talk like this to people
Nah,
that they
nah,
never met before, you know?
Miss Simmons, Mama got it. She got to get her flowers. Mama
Oh, of
Simmons,
course,
give that lady her flowers. Is she still there?
because yeah, she's going look, she ain't going nowhere. She ain't
They
going
got to
nowhere,
keep
but she
her
gonna always
around.
make sure you straight, man. She always gonna make
Yeah.
sure you straight, even, like, from the time I first met her to the time I graduated.
Mhm,
Um, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't always doing much on campus, and she was still, you know, checking, "Oh, y'all registered to vote? Y'all doing this?
mhm.
Y'all in any activities? Y'all" you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, she's making sure people straight. That's why they call her Mama Simmons, you know?
Yeah. She was gonna
I
take care of you.
'Cause honestly, she is like like we had up here. What was one of your favorite parts of that experience? But she is one of my favorite parts of that.
Mhm.
Like definitely
Yeah,
Mama Sim.
because you didn't miss out on, that motherly figure because you were
Right,
away from home. You
exactly.
didn't miss out on it because, I mean, she brought that to campus literally every day. She didn't take any
Mm.
days off. Anytime you saw her, she was like, "Hey, baby, how you doing? You straight?" She always made sure you were straight.
And she would park that goddamn little car on the Greek walk. Park that little car on the Greek walk and just pull in, pop out, and start talking shit to people. Especially when it was time to register for classes, bruh.
Mhm.
Are you registered for your classes, baby? Mama Simmons, I'm on the way right now. Well, you better get your ass over there because you ain't got but a few more days. I know. I don't want to hear y'all complaining when you can't get in none of the classes you need and y'all can't damn graduate. You need to take your ass on over there. I'm like, bro, I
Bro,
love it.
I just do not know if you can get that at any school outside of an HBCU.
Why would you? That'd be an HR case
That definitely will be an HR case.
immediately. It'd be a
Be
fucking HR case.
all over the news, all over the news. But that's because people don't realize it's out of love, only out of love.
Yeah,
And she,
you
she,
only you only
she
talk
was.
shit like that to people when you care. I mean, I don't care what nobody tell you. If they ain't talking shit, they don't give a damn.
They don't care. They don't care about you. So
So, you know, it is
Mama
what it
Simmons
is.
is it, man. She
I
definitely
could
got
talk
to be
about
one
her
of the
all day,
favorite. Yeah, she definitely got to be one of the favorite experiences though.
bro. Like
Outside of
seriously, I could talk about her all day.
and it ties into that family unit type deal because when
Mhm.
something happens on campus, literally everybody revels in it. So whether it be
Right.
good or bad, you all feel it.
That's
Um,
true.
Going back a few episodes to when I was talking about 2008 when Barack Obama got elected
Mhm.
president, and we all just tore campus up for whatever reason. I don't know. You tearing up your own house, right? But it was just like it was just an experience because we was all just like super happy. Like for the first
Right.
time in our lives, we had a president that looked like us that we were
Mhm.
able to vote for,
Right.
and that that
Because
was
participation always it gives you more respect for it. It gives you a
yeah.
deeper sense of connection. All like just being able to participate because like you can tell people that they can go do certain things for their
Mm-hmm.
country, but make all kind of barriers for them to vote and this and that. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's one of at least for this generation, that's one of the easiest things you could do. Like I know if you just went to go get a driver's license there, register your ass to vote. Like, there's no reason that you shouldn't have been able to participate in that election if you were of
Right.
age.
Right.
So,
I was just happy. I didn't mind because there was I think yeah, our voting spot was the fire department right next
Mhm.
to campus, and line was long, but it was my literally my first time voting. Didn't get a chance to vote for mayor or anything like that, vote for
Mhm.
governor, whatever. And when I got to school, I mean, it was partially because I wasn't registered until they did. I forget which organization did it, but there was like a campus wide voter registration thing going on, and it was out on the quad, and there was music, there was food, there was
It
everything.
it better have been them Gamma Zeta Alphas.
Somebody, I don't remember who it was. It might have even
Better
been the
have been.
Kappas.
Man, listen.
It might have even been the Kappas. I don't know.
It better
I don't
been
know.
this.
It look, hey, it was GZ either way.
It should have been.
It was GZ either way. So I couldn't tell you which organization it was,
It should have
but
been real easy.
the real GZ, right?
Yeah.
But I do know that there was, it was a lot of fun, and they made it fun to register to vote. They made it fun, give you information about, each candidate. They made it fun telling you your rights. So
Man, you know what
this is
though?
something
Old
you're not gonna
Fort
get.
Valley, and I call it Old Fort Valley because I'm old. Old Fort Valley was just different. It was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Like them them days, um, you know, on the quad where you had just it was just so much going on, bro. They had like the little carnival like shit out by the Hunt statue and like
Yeah.
people doing them. I don't even know what the hell them things are. Them big ass balls you put on yourself and run around and smack each other.
And
Like they just
smack.
had all kind of like it was Old Fort Valley was fun. And if you
Yeah,
that's truly a if you know, you know.
yeah.
Like
The the building
it
the building that my major was housed in, they ended
mhm,
up condemning
falling
it.
apart.
They ended up condemning it because
They brought it back open and they still ain't got nobody in it. It's just a,
exactly.
a
Like
relic at this point.
they redid the building. I mean, like they when they opened it up, it had, current gen, like it was all state of the art that at that point. But
Mhm.
now I'm sure it's a little dated at this point again. And that's only because, at certain schools things get prioritized over others. And with Fort Valley being an agricultural school, it's gotta, prioritize the ag side. So you got your vet techs, you got your plant science, you got your bio majors. They're gonna be prioritized over mass communications, obviously.
But what I will say, um, because I have an ag person in my life, so I'm always get the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the thing I give them their respect. I
Mm-hmm.
used to talk that shit, but I give them their respect. They do get a lot of money in prioritization, but they write a lot of goddamn grants. Like if people want, like
That's a fact.
I'm looking at it. So when I was a freshman, I may have looked at it that way. Getting, after graduation, looking at it, and be like, listen, if you want that money, you gotta write them damn grants. Like they got people just sit there all day and write damn grants.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get it. And the thing is, um, they grants help the school as a whole most times. Like they get the money, on behalf of ag, but it'll go to the entire campus.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I gotta give them, their props, man.
No, definitely. Definitely. Shout out to you, Onisha. That was for
Right,
you.
right.
That was for you.
But I
But yeah.
mean, it. Listen, and I mean, they didn't took some of the buildings down. They
No,
building up.
all of traditional is gone.
Yeah, I know, man.
Traditional housing is gone.
I knew it was bad when they took down the smoking spot under the tree in front of Moore. It was bad when they did that. When they took that away, it was like,
Yeah.
okay, there's a new regime is coming in this mug.
Yeah.
I mean, they took down Moore. Well, shit, all traditions, but
Watson,
Boyd. Shout out to
Watson,
shout out to
Boyd,
everybody that stayed in Boyd. Uh, what else? Josie with a hose be like, god damn,
bro,
come on, bro.
bro.
Josie with a hose be. If
Courtney
y'all
stayed in Josie her freshman year.
listen, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. I met my wife at Josie Hall.
Listen, man. Listen.
That's good times, man.
We ain't gonna talk about all that right now.
Good times.
Really
Yeah,
good
that's
time.
you got to go, man. You
I mean,
just
you could
you just have to
honestly,
experience it.
you listen. You. I could
We can
talk
talk
about the
about
good
it all
times.
day,
I could
all
talk about
day.
it all day, seriously.
You
But
just got to
I
experience it.
I want to go. I want to pivot just a little bit since we
Hmm.
talking about mostly what sounds like freshman, sophomore year.
Mhm.
Um, I open it up a little bit more though. What moments or experiences from any particular time that you were at Fort Valley, do you feel like has shaped who you are as a person today?
I guess it would have to be the collapse of the building that my major was housed in, because after that, building was condemned, we moved over to Founders,
Mhm.
and I felt like the professors were a bit more accessible there. I felt like, everything was a bit more organized, and it's only because Founders housed art majors and it welcomed us, mass comm majors over there because, of course, we didn't have a building to have classes in. So when we moved over there and the professors had to, work together so that they can, provide enough rooms for everybody, enough space for everybody, adjust class times and stuff like that, it kind of refocused me at that point. I wish it had refocused me for the long haul because I still need to finish, but we're gonna get that one day. Um, but
Delayed,
yeah,
not denied, man.
right, delayed, not denied. But it was definitely the move from the mass comm building over to Founders.
Mm,
That's when, I met Professor Archer, rest in peace.
right.
Mr. Mr. York,
Yeah,
Mr. Dickey, of course,
Icky.
Miss Spikes was over there. That
What was
Yeah,
shorty that was over there that worked for CBS?
Miss Spikes, yeah, Shot of Spikes.
She okay, that's what I thought. I was okay.
Yeah,
I thought I was
I don't
I tripping.
I don't know if she's
Okay.
still there or not, but she did at the time, and she would always have to, reschedule class, or she would
Right.
have us do online
That was the best
assignments
shit in the
because
world because I had her for orientation, and she was
yeah,
never there. So,
right,
my grades were really good in her
right,
class.
never there. Never there. And then she ended up putting us on this hybrid schedule to where she would have set times to where she would be down in Fort Valley because she lived in Atlanta. So she would
Right,
leave Fort Valley every day, head back to Atlanta, and then do it all again the next day. But when she did the hybrid days, it was um it was like, all right, cool. I gave y'all 2 days off, so I'm expecting stuff to be done when I
right,
come in. I'm expecting, these papers to be done. I'm expecting these projects to be finished. So she didn't take anything from anybody because she was a product of Fort Valley State University.
right. She
And that's
definitely
what
was.
yeah, she was a product of Fort Valley. And that's what she pledged, AKA. So she Shada didn't take mess from nobody because she knew how hard she had to work. So she was like, if I know I had to work this hard to get where I am, it's gonna be even harder for y'all now because the market is so oversaturated.
Yeah, definitely at
It's
that time too, because
it's
I
harder to
know
get into.
when I first got there, um, you had a lot of people. So if you if you if you went to Fort Valley around that time, you know that they had a program, uh, the I guess learning support.
Mhm.
So there was a lot of people, and then they also had partnership with Gordon. So it was
Mhm.
just a big influx of students.
Yeah.
And then you had people who wanted to be there, but the grades that they had in high school, um, might not have been where they should have been. So they let them in on learning
Mhm.
support. And you take these classes, you don't get credit for them, but it just keeps you in school and it keeps you on a track, toward graduation. And you had some people who just came in and was like, "Bro, I'm just trying to get this refund check." To be honest with you, because they were just
Right.
letting, but like you had people who had no house and they was letting everybody in, like they
Yeah.
just was.
Yeah.
So at this time, there was a lot of people who didn't have a major. They were undecided. They just was there because they they probably wasn't gonna be there after after the what you call it
Mhm.
after the semester was over. So it's like whatever. But I mean, listen, old Fort Valley again.
Old Fort Valley. And it's crazy because, during homecoming season, the old heads at that point would always call it Old Fort Valley.
Mhm.
And when we're able to go back to homecoming again finally, whenever that is, um,
Shit, that's
we'll
this
be
year
the
because I'm
old.
gonna get vaccinated.
Hey man,
Man,
we gotta make sure that we can get there because They if they're still doing this whole social distancing thing and then not letting anybody at the games and stuff like that, we got to
Oh,
figure out some way to have some sort of homecoming because it's been what 2 years now.
yeah, it's basically 2 years, but I'm going because I'm getting my uh I'm getting my recognition this year because we about to do this um lifetime membership with Alumni Association. And if you haven't, you should because they've reduced the price by like $150. So you know, if you decide to, anybody decide to do that, y'all should do that. Join the
Yeah,
squad.
yeah.
But I don't. You know what? Let's go back. So for me, I guess the thing, the experience that I would say shaped who I am today would be when I thought that I was supposed to graduate. I want to say this is spring of 2016 because I took a break and came back.
Hmm.
So originally, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna graduate spring of 2016. I go and talk to my advisor. Shout out Dr. Fazy. I can laugh about this now, but at the time I was just, I was very
Hmm.
upset. You go in and talk to him. We go down the list of, classes that you've taken, and
Right.
you just, grades look good. This looks good. This looks good. Okay, you did the internship. You did this. You did that. And then you get down to the bottom. He's like, "Oh, buddy, you didn't take this class." I'm like, "Nah, you told me I didn't need to take that." And like we talked all the time, and he was like, "I said I asked you, did I need that class because I could have registered this stuff. I could have just jumped in late."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh no, brother, I don't. You didn't take this class. You're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna
Mm,
graduate, bro." I was fucking pissed because I was
mm,
already because I was at the end of like financial aid and all that. Like I had went through so much bullshit with financial aid through all these years at Fort Valley.
yeah.
Um, like even back in like 2012, like I thought, because like my mom, she was in school, and my sister, she was in school. So I was like, for whatever reason, when you do your financial aid stuff, they take all this other stuff into account. So they wasn't trying to give me no money because these two was in school. So they
Right.
looking at it like, if they in school, then your family got some money, then you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't need shit. But yeah,
Right.
went talked to him. He was like, "Oh, you're not gonna graduate." Bro, I walked out that bitch. I held it together at first, but I got on the phone with my mom and I just bust out crying. I let that shit
Yeah.
go. I was like, I can't believe I went through all this bullshit and I'm sitting here about to not graduate.
Yeah.
Now you gotta come back, spend more money, take like another 9 hours for nothing.
Mhm,
Like you sit up here behind one class and you sitting up here like, okay, now I gotta come back and do this all over again.
mm,
So I feel like what that did for me, I know after that situation, I no longer allowed anything that I had planned to fall into the hands of anybody else. Like
mhm.
I took ownership of that shit every time. So when it came to graduation, I took ownership of that shit. My internship, I took ownership of that.
Yeah.
Any job you're trying to get, like it helped you take ownership a whole lot
Yeah.
more.
Because that way you control, what happens to you at that point, and you not, putting not necessarily your fate, but essentially, what happens to you in the hands of someone else. So, if you have control over your balance sheet at the time, for example, if you have control over that, and you make sure that everything on there, all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted, when you go see your academic advisor and they be like, "Well, you didn't take this," and it's like, "Okay, well, I did. It's right here, and here's the grade for it. You got your transcript and everything with you. You take control of your own destiny at that point." So that's one of the things that I learned after after the fact. But yeah, so I I definitely understand what you was going through then. For me, it was a little bit different. I had just gotten to a point to where I had just fallen into this. I can talk about it now because I'm better than that. But I had got into this depression. My parents had divorced. Um, my grandmother had gotten sick, and this was like right on the cusp of my mom getting healthy because she was the one who did my college applications and stuff like that. She took care of all that stuff like your mom did. But my mama did that because she was at home sick and didn't have anything else to do. So she was the one, doing the applications. She was the one um, going getting registered for FAFSA and all that. And after she had gotten healthy and everything, parents, it just didn't work out. I was torn about that. Then my grandmother had gotten sick, torn about that, and then it worsened. And I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. So, it was and I was also going through it with my girlfriend at the time, who was my wife now. But
It made you better for it.
right, no, definitely, definitely. But we uh we had taken a little break and everything, and my grandmother had passed at that point, and I was just an emotional wreck. I
I
couldn't
understand.
focus, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I had lost so much weight at that point,
I
and
definitely understand.
I just couldn't. I didn't know what to do. So I did something that made me happy at the time, and
Mhm.
it was not having to go back to school.
Right.
So I took my time away from school. I went ahead and left because I felt like that's what I needed to do to heal. But I made my grandmother a promise that I
Mhm.
would get a degree someday. So I'm gonna
Right.
get my degree.
Well, I
Um,
mean,
like you said,
that
delayed and not denied.
I was gonna say that is what it is because I did it's not like you're gonna break that promise. The same thing with me with my grandfather. He he passed right after I graduated, but
Yeah.
it was a situation where I felt like, you know, when he did leave us, he was, had dementia and everything else. But
Hmm.
I felt like he knew, what I'm saying? I felt like he knew that I had, had graduated. I talked to him about it whenever we did talk. So I was
Hmm.
like, at least, what I'm saying, at least he knows, you know. And it's
Yeah.
like whether it don't matter how long it takes you, he knows that you got it. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, so what would you tell yourself? What would you tell what would you tell 18, 19-year-old DJ about what you know now,
It gets better. It
Right.
gets better. It gets easier. Um, Not necessarily in that moment, but the more living you do, the more experience you gain, it gets better. Like like old folks say, trouble don't last always. And
That's
it
true.
doesn't. It doesn't. So at that point, it just seemed like everything was just piling on top of each other. Like it would happen and something would happen, and a couple months later, something else would happen. A couple
Always
months later after
something.
that, yeah. So I always looked at life at that point as a pendulum. And
Mm,
I was on a downswing at that point, and I was just waiting to come up.
right.
So, and I finally came up. But at that point, like when I kind of regained me, I just didn't have that push to go back at that time. But now,
Mhm.
like I said, I definitely do feel like I need to at least get some sort of certification because um, I want to fulfill that promise. It's not even for career advancement, not even for money or anything like that. Because you can go out and make money on your own these days. It's 2021. There's
Right.
tons of ways to become successful without a degree. But I want to, I guess, fulfill that last wish or that last promise that I made.
Mhm.
So,
Well, I mean, for I guess for me, what I would tell myself, and mm, I don't know if I could pick a particular age, but just if I would just tell myself from when I first got there,
mhm,
take try to optimize your education. Don't
mhm,
don't worry about what's gonna make you money. Um, take the good parts with the bad parts. Take the art, take the monetary gain, and push both them bitches together.
mhm,
Um, like if you see a lane that's gonna make you money, like IT, you do that. But if you know that like this art shit, this podcast, this content creating, that's also something you good at. You take them two and you stick them bitches together.
and you
Figure
mush
out
it
how to
together.
make your money that way.
Yeah,
Because now when you see, like it's a smaller school, so no, everybody ain't gonna come out of there and be no millionaire. We know that.
right.
But take the allow the things, um, you know, the good and the bad. Don't don't let them push you one way or the other. Just take everything that come and take every relationship situation you come into contact with and let that shit mold you into um
Mhm.
a smarter person. I say don't be so reactionary. Also, that's definitely definitely
Yeah.
what I would tell myself. Don't be so quick to just quit school. Don't be so quick to drop a class. Like try to ride the wave a little bit. You
Ugh.
know, I would definitely that's definitely some advice I feel like I could have used back in the day.
That's
But
advice that everybody can use right there
right,
because, as soon as a class in the first 2 weeks got hard, you was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, all right, I'm done with this.
Right.
I'm dropping this in the morning.
Right. Because I
So I'm
mean, I just feel like you need to give yourself time. First off, give yourself time to build a relationship with the professor.
right because whether or not you do well on your papers and everything, if you got a relationship with the professor and they see you that you're actually doing the
Right.
work, they'll figure something out for you, especially at
Right.
these HBCUs and everything, because they don't want to be the reason that there's another statistic like.
Right. And I've had professors say that. Like, I'm not in the business of failing people, but I'm also not in the business of just letting people slide by. But
Right.
let's work together and make your money work for you. Like, you paying for this at the end of the day. Because I, I had teachers tell you I didn't already been paid. Like, I
My
didn't
check done
already been
cleared.
paid. Exactly.
My check done cleared already, so.
But what is it? Anything you would do different? Like, just and it don't have to be education wise. Just based on your experience from uh going to Fort Valley, is it anything you would do different? And that could be at any point while you was there.
Yeah, I mean, balance my, I guess, like school and personal life, because
Hmm.
as a freshman, you just don't really care about anything. You just come
Right.
in, I'm out of my parents' house. I'm just doing what I want to do at this point. But you also still have to do what you have to do in order to do what you want to do.
That's true.
So, when you don't take everything seriously in the beginning, there's a lot of catch up that you got to play.
Hmm.
You got to play a lot of catch up. You got to do a lot of makeup, and that's just so you don't end up doing, being a one and done. It's so you don't be you don't be there one semester and you back at home the next.
That's true.
So, it would just be more so to like find that balance. Once you're able to master that, then you can take on anything. It was
Right.
just, for me, I guess when I finally mastered that balance, that's when everything just started hitting me. That's when everything was
Hmm.
just like, we're gonna see how much this dude can take. And it was just
Right.
taking body shot after body shot. And I'm trying to breathe at that point, and I just wasn't able to breathe. I hit I hit the canvas, man. I got that 10 count.
I understand. Definitely.
So it's like when you master that balance, just make sure that you're able to also master that mental health too. So
Right.
be able to deal with things.
I mean, I think I would have liked to be a little bit more open when I first got there. Maybe I wouldn't have left.
Hmm.
Um, when I got there in 2009, I ended up leaving. Um, you know,
Hmm.
running behind folks, you know,
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, maybe you didn't want to be there, but just open your damn eyes a little bit,
Hmm.
because it's kind of like, why don't you want to be here? Or do you not want to be here because you didn't want to be in school? Or do you not want to be here because you just don't like, you don't like the classes, you don't like, you don't like the programs they got, whatever.
Hmm.
It's like, be a little bit more intentional about the stuff that you're doing. Like, try to make sure you actually meeting people. I saw a lot of people come to Fort Valley and go, but when
Hmm.
they were leaving, they were they weren't leaving because they was bullshitting. Like they were. Because I mean, when I did leave, my grades weren't bad. First semester was terrible because I didn't want to
Right.
be there. But then I got my shit together in second semester. I was had like a damn 3.9 or something like that. I could have stayed and probably been just fine. But just running around, following behind people, doing stuff like that,
Yeah.
I would. That was one thing I think I would do.
Yeah.
I would have stayed. I think I would have stayed and just wrote it out, see what it was, because um, I just looking back at it now, I didn't really have a reason to go. But it
Everything
all
happens
worked out.
for a reason, though. Right. I was just
Exactly.
about to say everything happens for a reason. Because if you didn't leave and come back, you wouldn't have gained that appreciation for the school that you
That's
have.
definitely true. Because when I came back, I was on point. I didn't have when I came back in 2012, spring of 2012.
Hmm.
From then until I graduated, my GPA was no lower than a 3.6. Something like I was, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have
Yeah.
any issues with grades because I wanted to be there.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. So that's
Not at
that's
all.
something that's something that shaped the future for you also. And
Right.
what everybody says, hindsight's 2020. Like you see clearly looking in the past, because you can
Right.
see exactly what you did, what you didn't do, and you can figure out things that you could have done differently. So you just got to accept it. Like you were saying the other day, take your wins, take your losses, but know
Mhm.
how to take your losses at the same time. So that's that.
Well, like I said, we could talk about this all day, but we'll wrap it a little bit. I guess I'll close out with this. I was gonna say favorite memory off the top of the head, but there's just too many. Uh, I
That's a
would
lot of
say,
memories, man.
do you have something in particular about your time at Fort Valley that just pops out that that you could share? Like, so what's a favorite time that you have from there?
So I met my wife, of course, at Fort Valley,
Mm,
and we started talking one day while we was walking to the class that we were, both in together. But this whole thing that we are in now grew from a
mm.
conversation over Fruity Pebbles. No cap, ain't no cap in
Oh
my
boy,
rap.
fruity
Yeah,
damn
so
pebbles.
that's where our conversation started. She has been, my entire adult life.
Hmm.
So, yeah, and again, it started over Fruity Pebbles. So each year, October 11th, we share a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, and that was the day that we, started
That's
dating.
what's up. That's what's up.
We share a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. So, well, I have my own bowl. We share a box of Fruity Pebbles.
Not a goddamn box.
We share a box of Fruity Pebbles. So that's it. That was one of the memories that always sticks out to me because it was like, damn, if I had talked about, if we had talked about anything else, we would probably just been friends or whatever. But it was, Fruity Pebbles because that was my favorite cereal at the time. And that was her favorite cereal at the time. And she would always have Fruity Pebbles in her room when we was in her room at Josie or whatever. So that was it.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Y'all so cute, man.
Man,
Golly.
we try. We
Y'all,
try.
man, y'all so cute. I
We
feel like I
try.
gotta I feel like I gotta talk like that now, man. But nah,
Nah, man.
because same situation. So like with Onisha, right? I
Mhm,
remember I just talk about this one particular time. So
mhm,
when I first came back, I didn't know her then, but when I think we took class together. We took like accounting together. And this was maybe 2013. I think I was staying in building 5. I ain't had friends for shit, right?
mhm.
And I want to say she was like the only person who ever checked on me. I ain't know why. I don't know if she liked me or not. But I was like, don't nobody, don't nobody check on me or none of that shit. This girl just randomly she hit me up. So I'm going to American Deli. Got some extra money. You want some food? Like that shit. You don't be knowing how big stuff like that is when
Mhm.
don't nobody talk to you.
Right.
Like the only person you got is your mom, because my sister wasn't home at the time. So the only person I talked to every day was my mom. And
Mhm.
like outside of that, she was the only person who ever checked on me. Like, and it's weird to say that,
Oh.
knowing no, for real, knowing the people that know me now, be like, oh, I don't believe that. Be like, no, that was the only person that ever checked on me. Like, it's funny. Yeah,
Oh.
here you go, here you go,
No,
here
you was
you go.
talking about me and Courtney, and you and Onisha over here on this notebook type situation.
I'm just saying.
Oh, that's sweet.
Hey, I'm just saying. But hey,
Man,
man, look,
shout out to the girlfriends, the baby mamas, the
shout out,
wives.
shout out, shout out to all that. But nah, for real, a favorite like a favorite time for me though, for real, was Miss Rose, right? So I lost my ID.
Mhm.
If you ain't got no swipes, you ain't getting nothing to eat.
You ain't
And
getting nothing to
I didn't
eat.
have a car. Look, I didn't have a car. I had no groceries. I didn't have nothing. And I stayed on campus. So you just walking. It's like, all right, cool. You don't have no ID. Your Wildcat Cash is on your damn ID. So I can't
On
go
your
to
ID.
Papa. You know what I'm saying? I can't go to Papa John's. I can't do shit.
Ooh,
So
we.
I go in there. All I had was um all I had was a bowl. It was in my bag because I had something I had finished eating. And she
Mhm.
was like, I'm not gonna let nobody go hungry, this and that. She let me in. She was like, I can't let you stay because you ain't gonna swipe in, but you can go in there. You can go, to go where you gotta go, get some stuff, fill your bowl, and just come on back. And I was like, bro, I almost started crying, bro, because I was distraught. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if it like I'm telling you, you go all day, you go through classes, you don't got no groceries, no money, no way to go get no food. You be like, bro, you gonna be stressed like a bitch
I'm
because you
telling you,
got
man.
like, listen. Miss Rose and Mama Simmons, bro. Them two right there.
That was
Like
mama and grandmama.
right.
Grandmama always asking you if you ate. Miss Rose,
Always.
Miss Rose, she was the type to look the other way a lot of times.
Of
So,
course.
and it wasn't just for you and me. I've seen it happen to a ton of other students, to where um, they ain't got their card or anything like that. She's like, I know you got your ID. You was in here yesterday, so go ahead. Or if she sees somebody trying to sneak in with somebody else, she saw you, but you think you slick. Like I'm watching her watch you, and you think you slick.
She don't miss nothing.
She didn't care. She didn't care. Miss Rose, shout out to you. Shout out to Sodexo for
Hmm.
employing you. I appreciate it all. I
I want to check out
appreciate
that
it
new
all.
calf too.
Yeah,
I'm curious. That's all
gotta
right.
make a trip
Homecoming
back to the
21.
valley.
Homecoming 21. We outside, bit.
We on the campus. That'd be the only
We
time
outside.
that fountain works too, is during homecoming. That
It
fountain
seemed
don't.
like it. That's the
That
only
fountain
time
don't.
it's clean.
That
That's the
fountain
only
don't
time it's
never
clean,
work.
bruh. The only time it's clean is homecoming.
They clean it up. They fix it for the parents. That shit don't never work. It ain't never clean. But that's the campus, though, man. That's
That is the
that's
campus.
it's just part of the campus.
Man, I really feel like I could talk about this shit all day.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, I hope that y'all can pick up on some of these memories we had and take these experiences and hell encourage some people to just visit a HBCU. You know,
yeah,
because I mean,
yeah.
you know, Fort Valley is a smaller school, and I had that question. Like real quick, what do you think that keeps people from choosing the smaller HBCUs? Because for me, I'm looking at it like we just don't get that same love, and
No, we definitely don't.
not for nothing else. That like to me, you just don't care, right?
Yeah,
You care about the schools that you care to look up because like you got the AUC
right.
and you got what I'm saying, you got Howard and you got um Hampton and
Yeah,
schools like that. But it's like, bro, it's 100 and whatever of these schools.
yeah.
Like it don't cost you nothing to do your research.
At all.
And I'm not saying like you can choose to give your money whoever to whoever you want to give it to, but like just name dropping is could be enough, for somebody to be like, well, shit, let me see what they're about.
That's why when 2 Chainz did that song that's on
Right.
his last album, and he shouted out Fort Valley. The Fort Valley State was his last shout
Yep.
out on that song. We were the last shout out. So
Yep.
I love how HBCUs are starting to become more prevalent. I was talking to Courtney
Hmm.
earlier because we was out after baseball practice earlier, and I got a notification about Deion Sanders flipping out because of a
Hmm.
hit that his son took.
Hmm.
I'm like, Bleacher Report has never covered HBCUs,
Right.
never covered HBCUs. Chris Paul and got proceeds from the All Star game going to HBCUs.
Hmm.
They got the court looks incredible for the game tomorrow, and I'm just really glad that we're getting more attention. But as
To
far as the go
to
ahead.
that point, I got a gripe about that shit, and I ain't even gonna go into it right now. But I got a gripe about that shit. But I'm happy that somebody's getting paid.
Hmm. We'll
Yep.
talk about
Again,
that one.
yeah, we will. But
We'll
yeah,
talk about that. But as far as the reason I think people don't, choose smaller HBCUs is because of the exposure. Like you don't
right.
think you don't think you can go to that school and still be something.
That's
You
a
don't think
big.
you can,
That's a big.
excel. Yeah, and that's not the case. That's not the case. That's not the case for athletics, nor is it the case for academics.
Mhm.
Ricardo Lockett is a Super Bowl champ with the Seahawks. He went to Fort Valley State University.
Old boy from the Bucks.
Oh boy from the Bucks, right?
Martin,
Marquette King, punter,
yeah,
went to Fort Valley. I worked on his highlight tape. So I just don't want anybody to think that you can't be anything coming from a smaller HBCU, excuse me, because that's absolutely not the case.
of
And
course
that's
not.
why That's why, I think that, people choose bigger ones over smaller ones. And also because of the public funding. So you got
Mhm.
Jeff Bezos' ex-wife who is donating all these millions of dollars to the
Right.
AUC
The
because they
same
get all the right.
over and over. Like
Same schools.
call me ungrateful, please, if you want to, but
Hmm.
I cannot stand that shit.
Yeah.
That's again, I ain't even gonna let that pass. That's the same thing with this All Star stuff. Most of that shit's going to the AUC. It's like we're gonna have Clark Atlanta here and
Yeah.
saying Morehouse and do this and that. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, there's more schools in the state that could use that money.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna
Albany,
shield.
Fort Valley.
I'm always gonna shield for the middle Georgia schools. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like, bro, open that shit up to everybody. If you hosting it in that state, make sure everybody eat. That's just me.
In that
I know
state, right.
you in the city, but I ain't hear you mention Morris Brown at all. So what we
Fix the
talking about?
school. Right. What are we talking about at this point?
So
Like
whatever.
you can't claim to love HBCUs and be okay with what happens or what's happening with Morris Brown. Like that still has to, leave a bad taste in your mouth. You can't say, okay, yeah, we're gonna have all these proceeds go to, Clark. We're gonna have all these proceeds go to Morehouse, Spelman, but Morris Brown is down the street.
Right.
You
Man,
claim to want to fix and repair the culture of HBCUs and everything, but you don't want to fix and repair that school. There's nothing to get that nothing to get the accreditation back.
not
Just
true. And I mean, I know there are things people are doing behind the scenes, but hell no, love them, and fix them out loud like you love and fix out loud these other places. If you gonna donate to Clark Atlanta, you gonna hurry up and tell somebody you doing it. Like
right,
show me what you doing.
right.
That's just me. I don't
I'm
know.
still gonna say I'm still gonna say give it to Fort Valley or Albany State.
Oh, Shannon.
Renzel went to Albany State.
Exactly.
Renzel went to Albany State.
He called himself playing football, but he was trying to be a dope boy at the same time. He said, "Nah, I need to take my ass home."
That's what he said.
I said, "It wasn't nothing to do out there," and I know ain't nothing but some
It's,
car dealers out there at damn Albany, boy.
ain't nothing to do. Ain't
Shit down
nothing
there.
to do. I mean, most you can say is like it's close to Valdosta or closer to Valdosta, and then Valdosta is of course 20 minutes from Florida. But
Right. Austin, Jacksonville.
yeah, I mean, at least
Uh,
with Fort Valley, you was like in middle Georgia's Atlanta almost, because Macon
right.
was the biggest thing that we had.
25 minutes.
Yeah, so give it to the
Well,
smaller schools. I said all that to say that
no, but I mean that was fun. I got more to say, but I
that
want to talk
memory
about
lane.
memory lane. It could go forever, but I
Yeah.
want to talk about media consumption because you was talking about going on your 2000s binge, and we had some all star. Since we talking about All Star Weekend, we had some All Star niggas drop some music on us a few days ago. I want to say, and I've been
Ooh,
listening to it ever since. But I'll let
man,
you.
talk about it. Nah, go on to get into that Silk Sonic,
Okay,
man.
well, let's do this. Let's talk. Well, you know what? This would usually be the fake news and Drake news, but it's actually some Drake news this week because we had Scary Hours too. Uh,
Scary Hours 2.
I got a hot take about the second song. Now, what's next was great. Don't get
Oh
me
Lord.
wrong. He
Okay.
did that shit,
Okay.
but let me stir up the pot because y'all niggas out here done goaded
Ooh.
already. Not Drake. Y'all done goaded Lil Baby already. But that shit felt so unnecessary for him to be to be on that track. It felt
Yeah.
bro. Because Drake was rapping his ass off again, as usual, as he does. And then here come Lil Baby, and I can't understand a fucking word he's saying.
It
It
was
felt
unnecessary.
unnecessary. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, that feature, he got his place. Don't get me wrong. That felt unnecessary, and because he is already goated, and I told Aaron this on his live, it
Mhm.
felt his GOAT status feels forced. It feels premature. Yes, he may get there, but he got his style from Gunna. So if he a goat, then that nigga is too. So whatever. Like, listen, it felt unnecessary. That's like I
I'm a,
said, it's a hot take, but whatever.
I'm gonna interject here. I don't really too much like that GOAT status term because
Not right now,
it's thrown around so much to where anybody can literally be a GOAT.
of course.
Anybody. If you rap and you got 5 hot songs, you will GOAT at that point. And at that point, it's just like who's making these calls? Who's making the calls? Is it social media? Is it the kids? Or is it
Gen
like
Z,
the people who really listen to the music?
Gen Z, you learn what a word means, and then you just start throwing that shit around.
And you start to throw it was a joke for T.I. to say expeditiously, and that was a word that he just learned. And now, you know, of course we know what expeditiously means, but he overused it when he first learned that word. That word was everywhere, and of course he's got a show called Expeditiously. But I'm just not with the whole throwing the GOAT term out just to anybody because part of being a GOAT is longevity.
Mm,
And that's not to say that I see Lil Baby falling off anytime soon
right.
because I don't think that's gonna ever happen, to be honest with you. But
Of course not. I just think
to
I think he in a Sway Lee category right now. His usefulness is
he's a feature
is apparent.
king.
It's very apparent, he's useful, but he's oversaturated
Yeah,
for you know what I'm saying? For me, like I don't he don't gotta take a break, you know what I'm saying? If you build it, they will come. Niggas is gonna continue to play his songs. I get that. But it
yeah,
feels like Sway Lee, 15 or what was it? 15, 16 Sway Lee was so oversaturated, it was crazy.
everywhere,
I mean,
everywhere.
we had, all the way back since No Flex Zone, he was on everything, and then he was on Nightcrawler, and then Black Beatles, and
Unforgettable.
bro,
And
it's saturated, man. Like it's too much.
it's not to this when we say saturated, it's not to say that the product is bad. It's not
Right?
bad.
It's not
It's
at all.
not bad.
I just need a break
Right, but you don't want to hear this man on everybody's song. Just
because the
get
same
just
thing because
work on
he's
yours.
so good. You know what I'm saying. You give him a break because his features are great. But
Right.
then on the other side, you could fall into that category like the baby. I don't have to hear his shit ever again. Like I don't.
So
Like
you ain't a
I
fan?
nah, no. A fan? Do I appreciate some of his tracks? Yeah. Fan, not at all. Cause I could do that shit that he do. I listen. I might not be a rapper, but I could do that.
So Sleazy
I
Steve's be getting in the booth.
shit. I could. I
He go
promise you. Because it ain't what he does. I'm not saying that rapping is easy. What I'm saying, but his flow is very repeatable. His wordplay is very very repeatable. Like I could do that.
y'all heard it
And
here first.
I'm telling you, I could. You might hear extra seasoning
Y'all
track,
heard it here first. Sleazy Stevie's getting in the booth.
and I might have to. But at any stretch, it's like, hey, like I said, these niggas, it's what the market called for. I get it, but and then on top of that, everybody's making like, if you can get hot on TikTok, then you know it's gonna pop off. Like
Yeah.
it's very
Spot
oversaturated. That's all it
Spot
is.
him
That's
got him
all.
took off on
Yeah.
TikTok. Spot him. Yeah, he took off. Um was Erica Banks took off with the what was that? With Nelly.
And nobody even knows the song. Like in her mind, people know that. Oh, she was on Twitter. I remember y'all said that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna be hot and this and that. And what about now? And then niggas was like, listen, sweetie, you need to calm down.
Calm
Just
down.
because
Cause
after bust it, I don't really know anything else.
we heard Nelly's voice in that song way more than yours. And it was just
Like
because it is what it is at that point.
I was like, listen, I don't know any of those lyrics. And then you riding through Atlanta, them niggas are so goddamn progressive on 107.9, they actually call themselves playing the song. Why I hit that motherfucking button so fast? You hit that shit and be
Yeah.
like, shut the fuck up.
Get this shit off my
Turn that
radio.
shit off. Bruh, I slapped that damn button so quick.
Get
Like, bro, I
this
don't
shit off
care.
my radio.
But you know,
What you think about what LeBron said about Drake and Rose?
he was right. He listen, man. They
They
82 and 0
82
in
and 0.
the regular season, 16 and 0 in the postseason. That I said, listen. I told folks this shit when the song dropped. Like when I listened to it, um, them niggas never made a bad song, bro. Like
Nah, nah. And I
Aston
was
Martin was my soundtrack to when I used to go to the what was this 2010 when I used to go to the car wash. I would just put that shit on and just clean my car. Like it's outside music, man.
bro. That Honda Accord was an Aston Martin at that point. I promise you.
No
I
doubt.
promise you. I promise you. I was telling my brothers last year when Rick Ross dropped Port of Miami 2. I was like, bro, John between Rick Ross and John Legend and Rick Ross and Drake, they haven't missed. And
No,
I said that last year. This was
no.
before Lemon Pepper Freestyle. Did like if John Legend and Rick Ross decided to do a joint project where John's just doing the hooks and everything, spins, bro. I'm giving that so many plays. If Drake and Rick Ross decided to finally put together a joint project, I'm giving that most spins than What a Time to Be Alive,
I'm like, man,
because
t-
they
I don't know.
both talk that they both talk that money shit,
You
and they
can
both
do it well.
talk yeah, they do it very well. So
That's
I'm
like
all on board.
honestly, that's that southern, that's that Jay Z mode, but just the southern version. Like,
Yeah,
cause Drake is a transplant, so it is what it is. But he's
yeah,
a southern transplant, cause I mean his southern shit is to me that's his best music.
yeah.
Like it just is. Like when he was when he Drake, when he's Houston Drake, when he Florida Drake, when he Atlanta
He
Drake, like
he Kentucky
hell,
Drake
he New Orleans Drake, like his southern shit
and
is that's
Memphis
his best.
Drake. Yeah,
Like listen, at the end of the day, they talk that money shit, but it's like I said, the Jay Z mode. Cause Jay Z be talking about shit you probably have no idea what the fuck he talking about, but it sound good. You be like,
it
I don't know
sound
what
good.
that is, but now I'm about to go look it up.
Sound good because Jay-Z did it with UGK. Like them
And
niggas love each other.
it
So
sounds like casual hip hop fan, but like Gold Roses is probably top for me for they collab. It's probably top two. Like it's just it's very laid back. It's very grown
mhm,
man.
mhm,
It's very calculated. Like it,
mhm.
just everything sounds good. They didn't miss. No missteps on that song.
Nah,
That's
82 and
probably
0, man.
that's probably number two. Number one though is Dice Pineapples. Definitely
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me. Nobody else,
And
but they
and
collabs from them.
Wale showed out on Dice Pineapples too. The
And I
poet
think
came in the beginning
that might be part of it. That might be part
because
of it. I may not be
Wale
giving
kind of
Wale.
made that song.
Yeah, he did. I'm not giving him enough credit for that. But we'll talk about that in the music episode. But I ain't giving him enough credit for that.
We're gonna
Yeah,
cover it. We
we'll
gonna
cover that.
cover it.
Cover that. But I don't want to. I don't want to stay there too long because I want to talk my shit about Silk Sonic though. Because
Talk your shit, man, because that
what I said last week,
mm,
the real cocaine music is back. That is cocaine music.
man, you got you a mirror on the side of the bed.
That is cocaine music at its finest. Because I went to the gym today and I had that shit playing. I was there maybe 55 minutes and that shit was on when I walked in the door. That shit was on when I left. I know all the runs. I know all the
Man, Bruno
I know
Mars showed
showed
out.
showed his what Black used to say. I'm finna show my ass. That was that shit.
He showed out on that song. And to be honest with you, that's what it's gonna be this summer, man. This spring and summer. It's gonna be if we get certified. What I think is gonna happen, we're gonna get certified lover boy when it starts to get hot. And I feel
Hmm.
like this Silk Sonic is gonna come out when it starts to get hot also.
And we
So
all
we go
vaccinated and we gonna be outside.
whoo,
if y'all see
Window
a murdered out a murdered out Impala blasting "Leave the Door Open" with 5% tent at the back of the vaccine line, y'all mind y'all damn business.
mind your business.
Tell you right now, because that's about to be my shit for a minute until we get some more music. That's gonna be my shit.
Bro, and don't let them drop some like upbeat songs like Silk don't because
About to,
we both know Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak got it in them to do
oh
upbeat.
yeah, but yeah, listen, like just listen to the drums. You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to "Leave the Door Open," the drums are crazy.
Yeah,
Like they just technically sound and like just like dude, you can tell the difference between somebody who plays the drums and just a drummer, like a pure drummer.
yeah,
Dude's a pure drummer. I don't care what nobody say.
yeah,
Like
definitely.
it's crispy. Like it was like again, no missteps on this song.
Ain't
And
nobody
I mean,
pushing buttons on no board on them. Those are
nah, that
those are studio drums.
that's it, thank you. That's exactly what it was. That's a drummer,
Yeah,
true
those
drummer.
are studio drums. Ain't no Tay Keith pushing buttons. None of that.
But again, Bruno showed his ass. Like he listen, bruh got down in that one.
Yeah,
Like son, he sung that nigga Andy right off the song, bro.
and I hate to
Cause
say it because both them niggas are super talented, man.
he's talented, but I mean, nigga, Bruno was like, you know what? It's kind of that thing where, now we talking about goats. That's one of them things where you get a couple of goats in the room, and then you just step back and be like, all right, these niggas finna duke it out. Let me just sit back and enjoy it. Cause that's honestly
Right.
what that like to be in that studio.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. That's probably once in a lifetime experience. That's that shit you're gonna look back and you know how people sat down and they talk about they give all those print stories and
Yeah.
different. I think that's gonna be one of them.
Yeah, that's definitely one of them. And also what it sounds like to me is when you just described that to like just be in the room while it's recording, also it kind of like threw me back to We Are the World with Michael
Hmm.
Jackson and all them other niggas on that song.
Right.
Like to just be a fly on the wall to, experience the creative process that they were going through to create that song. So, bro, when this album finally drops, GG. GG for anybody else dropping that day, that month, that quarter. GG. Good game.
Right.
Cause I
Knowing you,
can't I can't promise you that I'll listen to it, but
them
I'm gonna
streams,
revert back.
them streams is going down. Come tell you
I
right now.
will I will listen to your project, but I'm going back to
Like
Silk Sonic.
leave the door open is like, and I told I said it today. I was like, if somebody said pick a song that describes you, like this is one of those songs. Like for me at
Yeah,
least, because
yeah,
it's the how did I write it? Um the perfect mix of like player shit and like hopeless romantic, right?
yeah.
Kinda that it's kind of that because like if you just honest, if you go through the lyrics, it's kind of what it is. It's
Mhm.
like bruh talking that shit, and then here come Bruno, baby come back basically. Like he, you know what I'm saying? He on his Bruno Mars shit, but
Man, man.
again,
I'm telling you, when this album comes out, I might even take a day.
he
I
might
might
need
take
to.
a vacation day, man.
Had a Bruno Mars concert after that,
I'm
cleaning
for
up
real. I'm for
like
real.
really did because looking at it, it was like that's one of those songs that it kind of reawakens some shit in you when you hear it. Because I think when I first listened to it, it was like 2 in the morning,
Mhm.
and I was sitting there, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got maybe a minute into the song. I said, no, 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 start this shit back over. I said,
That's how
start
you
this
know if you got a hit,
over.
man. You can't make it to the end of the song.
Like, and then I had the AirPods on, so I had the
Yeah,
noise cancel. So it was kind of, it was like
yeah.
studio anyway. I said, hold the fuck up. I said, no, start this shit back over. So I ran that shit back, got about a minute in, ran that shit back in. I said, oh shit. Well, I told you, you scared how much you gonna play this shit. And like I said, I was at the gym and I listened to that song on repeat for
Mhm.
50 minutes.
Yeah.
and I ain't getting tired of it.
When
But
my end of the year wrap up or review comes for Apple Music,
oh, that's
I'm
gonna be number
curious.
one.
I'm curious this year because usually it's like Larry June the Currency or something like that.
Right?
But I'm curious this year what it's gonna be when this comes out.
Nah, it'll be number one.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I will be honest with you, because so I was listening to it, and immediately, when Bruno came on, I said, "Okay, this is one to one." I ain't never in my life thought, "Damn, I got to get that on vinyl." When this shit drops, I have to get this shit on vinyl.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely gonna get
Right,
this one. And I'm sure with it being, a joint project, there's gonna be like some sort of special edition. I
bro.
don't
I
never
need a
really Yeah, I don't ever really spring for special editions because I mean it's gonna give you the same music unless it's somebody that I'm a big fan of. This one is probably gonna have to be special edition
well, I need that and the merch. And
because
I
I
said,
feel like
said I wasn't doing it, but this I had to wait for it. I need this one.
I feel like if you do get the special edition, it might come with like a shot of Hennessy or something. come with the little bottle. So
But
and
speaking, since we talking about Bruno, I see you saying something about Charlemagne. He's growing, like I told you earlier. He's climbing that list of, and I don't hate many people, and so I probably won't say I hate him, but he climbing up that list of people that I just can't fucking stand. Like,
strong disdain,
cause
strong
like I
disdain.
said, I feel like he's so. People tell you, it's never too late to start some shit, but when it comes to being in entertainment, it might be a age range because he's starting to turn into that grumpy old dude. Like
Yeah,
anything the young niggas is doing, he got something to say. Like
bro.
he spent a whole lot more time talking shit than just congratulating niggas.
You can tell that he worked with Wendy Williams. You can
Yeah,
tell that they work together in some capacity because both of them end up being unhappy and then they take their unhappiness out on everybody else. So Black Judas and the Black Messiah came out. Charlemagne felt like he had to reignite his beef with Lakeith Stanfield. I've whatever reason, just being a hater at that point, essentially. And then now he was doing an interview with Silk Sonic yesterday, and he addressed Bruno directly and said, "People claim, like big ass air quotes here that I'm saying this." He said, "People claim that Bruno is appropriating Black culture, by capitalizing off his 24 karat magic, and then coming out with this soul project here when people ain't never said that."
nah, and I mean, I believe I might have seen. Well, I don't want to say that people were saying it, but I've seen a few articles of people like kind of just putting it out there from whatever random corner of the world that somebody might have said that. But at the same time, um, it's not to me. It's not appropriation if giving some type of acknowledgement. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
like, and at the same time, like I can't. Not that people haven't said anything about it, but a lot of people have made the shit okay because nobody had shit to like. Nobody complained about appropriation and all kind of other shit when Miley Cyrus was doing the rap thing. Like they
right,
welcomed her with open arms, and
right.
I had to hear this bullshit ass song on the radio for months and months and months, all because she was experimenting. And the same thing, with Post Malone, like when people want to come in, they do rap. White people want to get in, they do rap and they do
They do
hip hop,
rap,
and they build up a fan base. And I'm tired of this shit. They put this shit down and they get the hell on.
right? Because they
Post
they they
Malone,
want to do what they want to do at that point.
because Post Malone ain't been hip hop since like 17.
Since
After
White
he dropped
Iverson,
shit, not even that. When he dropped this, I give him a little bit of credit. But after he dropped "Congratulations," he was done. Like
yeah, I forgot about
drop
congratulations.
dropped "Congratulations," I knew that was it because now he didn't do it so bad. Like some people, they do it and they leave. He was a little bit. It got progressively more pop and like techno and all that little rock and shit.
Hmm.
He used to take all that shit together, but um, it got there over time. But when you heard congratulations, it was just very different from like you said with White Iverson. It was like night and day. It was two different
Mhm.
songs, and Quavo do that shit anyway. So they didn't. I didn't think nothing of it at the time. But looking as he's going, you're like, all right, shit. And then you got you know, what is this? Goddamn goodbyes and shit with Young Thug, and you listen to that shit, you like, all right, bro. Nah, I know you just like some light rock at this point.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing
yeah,
rap about that shit.
yeah. No
Ain't
rapping, yo cap,
ain't no hip hop about that shit. And
right?
you know, Thug like singing. He think he Chris Brown now, so he ain't gonna hesitate.
Man,
But it's a
Slimy
hot
B, man.
it's one of my favorite Post songs. So don't get mad if you a Posty fan. That's just I'm just speaking to what it is.
I just, I guess to circle back to Charlemagne,
Mm.
I just want to, figure out if we were having a gatekeeper conversation, me and you. If Charlemagne considers himself a gatekeeper of the culture,
Of
and
course he does.
B,
He works up there with DJ Envy.
which I,
That just look at his attitude. Like he listen. He thinks he's a gatekeeper. I'm answering that shit. He think he thinks he's a gatekeeper.
yeah, I don't remember, ever casting my vote for Charlemagne to be a gatekeeper.
I think the conversation is why does he feel like he's a gatekeeper when all he was a sidekick in any situation? When has he ever led some shit? And he'd be
Right.
quick to tell you, "Oh, I'm a bestseller." Nigga, bestseller is just some shit that they say based on when your shit came out.
Yeah.
If you came out on Tuesday and the list starts over next Tuesday, you was a bestseller. You may have been a 1 week bestseller because no other books came out. Stop doing that shit.
Yeah. Got to get it
Like,
right, man.
listen,
Get it
I
right.
don't know. And I would shit
Two,
you. Yeah.
I guess the second part of that is, you know, what where's the cutoff of,
Mm.
black culture? Is it just strictly black people or what? Because Bruno, while he may not be black, he is of Spanish descent and he's
Mm.
Hawaiian, right? Tina Marie and Bobby Caldwell both got passes. What you won't do
I
for love, and we all know Tina Marie.
I I love Tina Marie, by the way,
Right,
but
right.
I I think so. This will have to be in the music episode too, because
Mhm.
I'm in along with this one. But I guess it's more so just the access that you had to these people too, and the access that they got to you. They can like for me, I just feel like back in the day, them folks had to pick a lane. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't no hopping around. You didn't get them opportunities because of I don't want to bring it back just straight to social media, but just nowadays you can be whoever you want to be. Like we talked about posting the rest of these niggas. I can do some shit for right now and just test the waters. Wasn't no testing the waters back then.
Nah.
If, if you put some shit out and it flopped, that's the end. So if you got a black sound and that's what worked for you and people like it, they eating that shit up, keep going. Cause um, Bruno switched his style up like 4 or 5 times now. Like when he was making songs with B.O.B., we thought Bruno was just like the little cookie cutter boy band dude with the
Mhm.
high pitched voice, and then he switched over again and started making other stuff. Then he started making little freaky music and whatever. Then now he's back to his soulful shit. But he able to experiment a little bit because you don't necessarily got to pick a lane, especially when if you get a good fan base, you can be independent
You can
and
do
just
whatever
throw
you
some
want to
shit
do.
out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because he got a fan base to the point where if he never had a label again and he just was making retarded ass videos on YouTube, they would eat that shit up. Say, oh, Bruno's so legendary. Like,
Yeah.
because social media age, man, you can be who you want to be.
Yeah. Cause he's very different from what was that? Doo wops and
Right.
what was it? Doo wops and
Lazy.
hooligans. And then Unorthodox Jukebox, and then of course 24 Karat Magic was the latest venture. But I really don't see him, switching up from that sound. I don't say I foresee it because like you said in the past, he has switched sounds. But
Mhm.
I really think like with that he found what he's good at, and he's found what is going to get him the most support because I, people were it don't. I'm not even gonna say niggas. Everybody loved 24 Karat Magic. The song, everybody loved that song. Um, and then when you finally listen to the album, Perm was it.
Mm.
Um, what else? Let me just pull up the track list here. He had 24 Karat Magic. He had Perm, Versace on the floor.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So finesse with Cardi
Yep.
B. Yeah. I just
Oh,
don't see Bruno going back.
he's not.
Yeah. So he's
What?
he's found it, he stuck to it. He's called out who inspired him and paid homage. And you can't ask for anything more. So only thing you can do now is acknowledge it and move on.
That's all you can do. So, man, whatever. It is what it is. As long as you alive, there's gonna be somebody with an issue. So
Somebody gonna hate.
you gotta do what you gotta do. If they ain't talking shit, they don't care.
Somebody gonna hate. Right.
But let's since we care so much, since we love y'all so much, let's talk about this black businesses real fast. So I see you got Family Matters, Family Hustle on Instagram. What this about?
Yes. Yes. Family Matters Family Hustle is a clothing brand that I was actually just put on, got hip to. But very well done clothing brand.
Mm,
Not just for the adults, but it's family sizing. So you got kids, you got your from kid sizes all the way on up to adult sizes. But the man behind the brand, he'll tell you, if you DM him, y'all can have conversations, just chop it up. He'll tell you what worked for him, what didn't work. And this is, if you're in the business of, starting your own brand, or if you just want to figure out and just pick his mind about why, he's not one of them to where he thinks he's bigger than the next person. He'll sit down, go back and forth with you, in conversation about, yeah, this is why, this is what worked, this is what didn't work. I noticed this didn't work when I tried this. So he'll give you his mistakes. Just a real cool dude. Um, and then it doesn't, hurt that the clothes are fire. So, you know, just check out the brand Family Matters, Family Hustle. And that's on IG.
I definitely do that. Nah, I'll link that below, and I go check it out myself because I'm trying to buy black for when I can. Obviously,
Yeah,
I like, but try to if I'm gonna give 20 here, I try to give 20 to a black business too. So,
yeah.
but I mean, try to tamp it down a little bit. We usually give y'all a lot with the black businesses, but I don't want to run out. I know it's plenty of y'all, but I don't want to saturate it so much that we end up losing out on content we're giving y'all. So we probably
Right.
do one a week. Second one is us. Yes, nigga, I'm gonna say it again. Extraseasoning.com is almost here. I have sent emails to all of our pre-launch subscribers. So DJ, check your email too, because I sent one to you just to test it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning a lot with this stuff too, man, because so I tried to send something out to y'all earlier. It probably went to y'all spam folder, so it's fine. But I just didn't know the rules with the spam filters and shit now. So I didn't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all should have it because I got it. My other email accounts have it. So yeah, if you are a pre-launch subscriber, that might be good for you. I can't say the word perks. I can't say the word discounts. I can't say free.
Don't
It's a
say
lot,
that.
you can't
Ooh.
do when you send emails. There's a lot you can't do, bro. I, perks, different stuff like that, mentioning that you may be able to win something. Like you can't do any of that because it's gonna get blocked. So
Wait, you
just
can win something?
you might be able to win something because we're gonna be running a IG giveaway, man. I got a
Mm.
I got a few people I know already on board. So the rules will be pretty simple. You know, it ain't gonna hurt if you can follow the rules and enter yourself. But at the same time, if you are a pre-launch, I'm gonna say it again. Pre-launch subscriber. You know, if you're a pre-launch subscriber, this is the main thing you can do to help yourself is just drop that email, man. We don't want nothing from y'all, just the email.
That's it. That's it.
Just send me the email.
That's it. That's it.
So, you know.
With that man in that Drake video and God's plan say, that's it.
It.
That's it. Yeah.
So yeah, man, we just want your email. We don't want nothing. We ain't gonna sell your data. We ain't gonna do none of that. So after y'all listen, hopefully you even made it this far. If you made it this far, good job.
It's a little lengthy today, but it was a lot to unpack.
Is what it is, man. They love us enough to stay here. So
I know.
After you listen, sign up for the email so you can be notified when it opens. It's a pretty nice email. It's not even that lengthy. So just,
It's not. I'm looking at it right now.
Right. Just check us out. And also share it with your friend. Might help you out in the long run. Who knows?
Right.
But it's like you said, it was a little lengthy. I'm looking at the time, but it's okay, man. It's good conversation. Wide open,
Yeah.
The YouTube is also up. So y'all check. Like, if you had the emails, you guys would know this. So drop your email so you can get these updates about the show. The YouTube is up. Just search Extra Seasoning on YouTube, and you'll see us. I did a lot of SEO, looking around. So we out there, man. It's up.
Go and subscribe.
So go ahead and subscribe. This was episode 10. Good episode 10. It's like you said, it's a milestone. It's episode 10 of the Extra Seasoning podcast. Good God Almighty, no disrespect. But we appreciate y'all for listening. We'll be back with y'all again next week.
Giuseppe. Went from the hoop to the Chevy. Went from the Chevy to Lamb. Now these hoes call me the man. Went from no hope to broke joke to $1 million man. Now these hoes call me the man. Now these hoes call me the man. Giuseppe. Went from the hoop to the Chevy. Went from the Chevy to Lamb. Now these hoes call me the man. Went from no hope to broke joke to $1 million man. Now these hoes call me the man. Now these hoes call me the man.